I'm emotional right now. Don't want to break down. But
Daryl Smith showed up to work at the PepsiCo plant on 51st Street in back of the yards on Monday morning, just like he had for the last 29 years. But the forklift operator and union steward soon learned he and 78 other workers were being let go.
we shut the plants down, get some garbage bags, get your stuff out, and leave.
PepsiCo announced that their Southwest Side facility is now closed due to what the company calls physical limitations. The more than 60-year building was used for producing and distributing beverages. Employees have described the abrupt decision as a gut-wrenching shock.
It just made it seem like they woke up yesterday like, oh, we're just going to shut down 51st. Like, that's all, because they couldn't answer no questions. They was like, they don't know what's going on.
You think they would be bigger than this? Yeah, it's just messed up on the way they did it. I mean, they could have did it way better.
As if the news wasn't bad enough for the employees, they say they were escorted off the property by Chicago police officers. They indicated that this added another layer of distress to an already tough situation.
Well, not how I wanted to start my 2025. I was just laid off. This is actually the first time I've ever been laid off, so I don't really know what to even do or how to process anything. I just dropped off my laptop. It sucks the most because I seriously was only at this company for 2 months. I literally got this job in October and loved every single second of it. Unfortunately, the company was acquired and a lot of us were let go. Nothing you can do about it, but it definitely sucks. I have no idea what I want to do. I don't know if I want to even keep working for a company or what. I got my real estate license back in early October. I'm like, maybe I should just pursue that. But I also really liked the idea of having like a stable income with a job. I'm also getting married this year and have lots of expenses. So yeah, I still know it's going to be a great year. Like, I'm truly trying to be positive. I know everything happens for a reason, but yeah, I guess we'll see what happens.
Hi guys, so Pepsi company is closing multiple plants across the country, from Detroit to New York to Chicago, and hundreds of workers are losing their jobs. I mean, if they shut down all these places, what will be left? Who will make the drinks? Who will make the snack? And where will all these people go? Today, we are breaking down everything that is going wrong and what it means for workers and why this could shake the entire community. I'm Tiana and you are watching Tiana's React. Well, let's dive in and see people's reactions to this. But before we do, please do well to like, share, and of course, subscribe to keep the channel moving.
There really isn't any other way to say this. You know, truck drivers get in the morning, see a whole bunch of security. Next thing you know, they're pulled to the back. Can you imagine working there 20, 30, 40 years? And they say they're shutting down the facility. We're sorry. You know, we're going to pay you till December 28th. But we're sorry. We didn't tell you any earlier. You're going to find out today. And they shut down the facility. You know, and now all these people are lost without a job. You know, so many truck drivers, so many employees, warehouse people. And it's just sad. And the reason why is because they say it's an old building that has limitations. Let's get into today's video. Crazy, but I just have to share it and just let you know what's going on in the truck industry.
I'm in shock, basically, because, I didn't think this was going to happen. You know, we were given no notification, and I'm working Friday and then can't come to work Monday.
They told us that, the plant is not doing good. There's other facilities around that's going to be closed.
I love this job. I was here early every single day. At 1 o'clock,
just looking at a small group reading off their paper like it's a prepared speech, but it's not just that 40 people standing there. Every one of those people has anywhere from 2 to 5 people next to them. It's their kids, it's their spouses.
A Pepsi warehouse on Chicago's South Side abruptly shuts down, and workers say they got no notice.
Saul Rasai joins us live outside the plant near 51st and Halsted on the south side. Saul, you've been talking with workers today.
Yeah, Jim Marie, that's right. Truck drivers behind us in limbo here, and employees showing up with no idea that this location is shut down effective immediately. The union that represents 75 members here says the warehouse has over 200 employees, many of them not aware the facility was shutting down until they came to work this morning and were told to pack up and go home. Union leaders calling it an unlawful intent to close the 51st Street facility. They say it's a violation of the WARN Act that requires employers with 75 or more full-time employees to provide 60 days advance notice of pending plant closures or mass layoffs.
It was injustice. Out of 29 years I've been here, people have dedicated their lives, their hearts, and everything. And this is the way they treat us. I mean, it's a sad situation.
Alejandro Garcia operates forklifts. He's especially upset since this happened just before the holidays.
That's the hard part because I'm supposed to go see my family in Arizona, and now that things are tight, it's kind of tight in the belt, you know, and I didn't expect this to happen. I'm just trying to, you know, take care of my family, you know, and now it's really hard that we have to go through this, and I'm not the only one. A lot of good employees have been here for 30, 40 years, have put the hard work on money into this facility trying to make ends meet, and most of them coming up to retirement, I heard, and then this happens, you know.
Take a look at this AP headline. PepsiCo is closing 4 bottling plants and cutting nearly 400 jobs as it streamlines operations. The company said the closures will impact 136 workers in Cincinnati, 131 in Chicago, 127 in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, and nearly 50 in Atlanta. The AP left out Carlisle, Pennsylvania, where workers are also getting laid off, and that 400 number is actually 500. Yes, 500 people just lost their jobs at Pepsi unexpectedly, no warning at all. A lot of folks worked there for 20, 30, 40 years and thought they would retire there, including this woman that was just 6 months away from retiring after working at their Cincinnati plant for decades, 33 years.
What infuriates you is they're standing there and they're just looking at a small group reading off their paper like it's a prepared speech.
The woman you just heard speaking, she was there at the Cincinnati plant since the early 90s, 1991. The crazy thing about it, they treated the Chicago workers worse. They called a bunch of police officers to the building ahead of time to escort them off the premises. Wouldn't even let them leave on their own. And as frustrating as it is to lose your job unexpectedly, when you're just going in to clock in for your normal shift, imagine being at the Chicago plant, the only one in Chicago, by the way. You're working and putting your all into this plant. For them to not only tell you without notice that the plant was closing right now today, you gotta leave, hurry up and pack your stuff, but they also have a line of Chicago police officers like they're about to throw you in jail. They don't even treat illegals like this in Chicago. Nah, the illegals come to Chicago and they're getting free housing, free food, thousands of dollars in federal money, loans to start their businesses, loans to replace you in homes that you're underwater in. All of this is going on, and they have the audacity to approach their dedicated workers with police as a threat.
Daryl Smith showed up to work at the PepsiCo plant on 51st Street in back of the yards on Monday morning, just like he had for the last 29 years. But the forklift operator and union steward soon learned he and 78 other workers were being let go.
We shut the plants down, get some garbage bags, get your stuff out, and leave.
PepsiCo announced that their Southwest Side facility is now closed due to what the company calls physical limitations. The more than 60-year building was used for producing and distributing beverages. Employees have described the abrupt decision as a gut-wrenching shock.
It just made it seem like they woke up yesterday like, oh, we're just going to shut down 51st. Like, that's all, because they couldn't answer no questions. They was like, they don't know what's going on.
You think they would be bigger than this?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just messed up on the way they did it. I mean, they could have did it way better.
As if the news wasn't bad enough for the employees, they say they were escorted off the property by Chicago police officers. They indicated that this added another layer of distress to an already tough situation.
It was kind of crazy, like, this is how y'all treat, like, your employees.
Yes, this is how they treat their employees that literally gave these folks 20, 30, 40 years of their lives to their company. And listen, these corporations are also a part of the problem because they keep laying off Americans. Then the next thing you know, they're being replaced by lower wage workers. They would rather hire illegals to exploit them than to do right by their longtime employees.
Teamsters Local 727 claims the plant closed without any prior warning. They say at 5:45 this morning, PepsiCo sent an email to union members detailing the plant's immediate closure. But union reps argue that violates the WARN Act, which requires employers with 75 or more full-time employees to give 60 days advance notice of pending plant closures or mass layoffs.
If you were to be laid off right now, would you cry? I would.
To see grown men, I'm emotional right now. I don't want to break down.
This is happening in PepsiCo company in Chicago. They laid off 69 people. They did not even let the Teamsters Union know. The Teamsters Union got an email at 5:45 a.m. on Monday, October 28th, letting them know they were going to be laid off. Y'all, when the people came to work, they have worked there for so many years, they escorted them off the property by police.
First time I've ever heard of people being told you are laid off effective immediately at this scale with no notice.
They are going to pay them through December the 28th unless they resign. They said physical limitations of the building is the reason why they have laid them off. Now, the Teamsters Union is also upset because they did not follow the WARN Act, the federal law that says if you have at least 75 employees at your location, they have to let them know, and they did not. Guys, here it is again. I've told you many times. WARNtracker.com. Right now in South Carolina on December the 6th, Ascend Performance Materials are going to lay off between 101 and 250 people. I bet you they don't know it. So if you know anybody that works at Ascend, let them know. Y'all better check this website for your own jobs, for your own protection.
Hundreds of people losing their jobs, factories closing down, and entire communities affected. Is this the future of big corporations like Pepsi Company? Is this what will happen to the remaining workers, and who will keep the business running if all these plants are gone? Well, share your thoughts in the comment, because this is a huge problem that affects real people. Well, if you've made it this far, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. Please do well to like, share, and of course, subscribe to keep the channel moving. Till next time.